Hello and welcome to The Telescope. Every week we'll bring you a fresh insight from the biggest car market in the world. Today we're filming on the launch of the Smart 3. Yes, we have revealed the Smart 1, that is the junior brother of this car, on The Telescope before. If you haven't watched that review, click the link in the top right hand corner of the screen to have a look. You can see that by the existence of this car, my wishful thinking at the end of the Smart 1 review, that is, I wish Smart can go back to produce more posh urban super minis, have not materialized. However, I would like to read a comment from the Smart 1 review that really opened up my perspective on this new journey that the Smart is embarking on. This is from IVO 4357. You should have said that the Smart some of us want. He would never buy a Smart if it was the size of a fishbowl, but this one, meaning the Smart 1, he will be buying. And I think that's a very good point. Smart, while being loved by so many people, is a very niche brand in its previous segment. However, now by the Smart 1 and this Smart 3, it is very much stepping into the mainstream. So with an open mind, let's see how this Smart 3 stack up against the competition. The Smart 3 is about 130mm longer in its overall length, roughly the same weight, and curiously about 80mm lower in its overall height. So it's got this kind of hunkered down coupe SUV look. But not that much more space, because in terms of wheelbase, the 3 is only about 35mm longer than the 1. So the front driver's seat is set to my position. I'm 5'11" and I like to sit quite tight. So consider this as sort of a more optimistic scenario, and overall it feels like very similar to the Smart 1, and arguably this has slightly smaller headroom because the whole body is about 80mm lower. You gain a little bit of headroom back by having the glass roof. So passenger space, if the Smart 1 is very spectacular for its size, then the Smart 3, having grown for 130mm, now is about right for its size. And you get pretty much the same performance. We're looking at the same 272 PS single motor mounted at the rear. Of course, if you want a twin motor version, it's still the same 428 PS Brabus version. But in terms of performance, acceleration, and range, the 3 is broadly similar to the 1. You do get a slightly bigger boot. The boot on the Smart 1 is one of its major shortcomings. On the 3 though, because of the increased size and the increased rear overhang, now the boot is what I would say reasonably sized. One thing that's slightly odd is that we are filming this about 6 days before the reveal. So at this moment, I don't actually have the specific data on how big the boot is, but by looking at it, this is competitive in its class, and you do have a decent amount of underfloor storage. So you may ask, what do you pay for the premium by going from the Smart 1 to the Smart 3? The answer is interior material quality. I don't care enough about interior materials, but I understand from general feedback the Smart 1 has a little bit too much plastic in its interior. Now on the Smart 3, everything is a significant step up. Now you have contrast leather stitching. Look at these 3 air vents. They are clearly heavily inspired by Mercedes, and that is no coincidence because the Smart is styled by Mercedes. If the Smart 1 only looks like a Mercedes, then the Smart 3 touches like a Mercedes as well. And these seats, they look very Mercedes AMG-like. One thing I have to admit is that I jumped to the conclusion on this, the AI assistant. Now on the Smart 1, I said this is very pixelated and doesn't look like a very good job. However, since then, Smart has regularly pushed out new skins for people to buy. And I kid you not, many female owners I know, they paid real money for a red scarf around the neck of this AI assistant for decent money. I mean, it's worth about 30 to 40 renminbi. As much as I don't understand this, I mean, full credit to the Smart team for digging out this digital revenue stream, and for getting owners to pay for digital upgrades is one thing that a lot of other manufacturers is trying to do, and Smart has already succeeded. So what about the competition? The most direct rival of this Smart 3 should be the BMW iX1 that is supposed to make its Chinese debut about 12 hours after this review. I mean, this should be released on the night of April the 17th. The BMW iX1 will launch on the first day of the Shanghai Auto Show, just 12 hours later. But at this moment, which is April the 11th, we don't know enough about the BMW iX1 yet. The two other rivals for the Smart 3 should be the Tesla Model Y and the upcoming Xpeng G6. Both of those two are significantly bigger than the Smart 3. So if you're looking for space, you should go for that. But if you're looking for style and a more sophisticated interior, this Smart, being styled by Mercedes, has a clear advantage. I would say this kind of really compact, modern, refreshing, purposely built pure electric SUV, there are just too few of them around, and I think the Smart 3, by being the first of the pack, can surely get a jump start. That is all from the Telescope today. If you enjoyed this video, keep watching, keep subscribing, more videos coming along very soon.